Erik, you spoke to us about sometimes you just have to find a way amid the tough times.
Yeah.
3-point game midway through the fourth. Your thoughts on closing it out?
I thought there were some very good defensive possessions, and then I was just as curious as probably a lot of Heat Nation was on how we'd finish it off offensively, and I thought there was a good process. Guys stepped up and made some big shots. Kel'el played well down the stretch. Norm just settles us at key moments. Jaime chipped in. And it wasn't, a stellar offensive game for us, but I think these are important. I think this is different, Our guys wanted this so bad, that I think sometimes, that can, put some unnecessary, stress on the flow of your game. We want our guys playing, fast, with freedom of mind. But I love the fact of how much they care, and we wanted to bring a defensive physicality to this game, and we did. Other than those couple offensive rebounds, down the stretch, the free throw one and the one before that, I thought there were some really good things defensively. It was a throwback defensive game for us to hold them under 100 and under 40%. They had been playing well recently, and I was pleased to see that defensive commitment.
Kel'el not only is closer, but a closer without Bam in there. Just your thoughts on him being the guy in the middle.
I was going to bring Bam back, but once we got it to double digits, then I thought we were going to be able to pull away, and never able to get it to 15. But I thought Kel'el was playing well, and Bam felt. That it was good, too, for Kel'el to have that opportunity to finish a game where there's a little bit of context to it. So I think that's all really important for his growth and improvement.
Obviously, when you're scoring a lot early in the season, it didn't matter as much. But in these kind of games, to have someone who does what Norm does at moments of truth, how important is that?
It is important. There were key moments in that second half where we just had a place for the ball to go. And I think everybody, particularly tonight, I felt how much our guys wanted to get this win. That they could just kind of settle in, when the ball was in his hands. Our process of, scoring and moving, that'll get better. I think everybody was just focused on whatever we had to do to win. The defensive mindset was the most important thing. And then, making some scoring plays, down the stretch. And Norm just takes a lot of pressure off of our team.
You often talk about it's more than scoring, more than points. So someone like Bam, when he's off today, but still gets a season high in rebounds, block shots, your thought on his non-scoring effort? Yeah,
it was everything that he did yesterday, from a film standpoint, practice standpoint, voice standpoint, leadership. And then today, we just wanted to really set the tone defensively. And Bam was sensational, at the beginning of the game and then all the way through. Just communicating everything, playing with physicality, rebounding, doing everything with force on that side of the floor. It just shows you in this modern NBA, you can impact a win, without having, a 40-point game that everybody notices. That was about as impactful an 8-point game as you can have in terms of how it impacted winning, but also impacted the locker room.
And your thoughts on Kaspars's first rotation minutes, and can you fill us in on why tonight?
I thought he gave us a good boost. We're down guys right now, and Cass gives us the energy, the competitiveness. He makes things happen. He's gotten a lot better, a lot more comfortable in what we're trying to do. I thought those minutes were good. We missed some shots during the time that he was in there, but I thought the process of that unit was pretty solid.
Coach, you praised Kel'el there for his poise down the stretch. I thought he looked really comfortable all game. He had some putbacks that just looked very effortless, very easy for him. And then on that flagrant foul, he didn't really react at all. What did you see from him tonight in terms of growth and poise? And then what are you liking from him overall this season?
Well, there was an attention to detail, a competitive spirit tonight. And sometimes, with that group, that's what it has to be. If we play bigger, sometimes it's just getting your head under the rim and being in position, to have those putbacks and lobs. Wiggs got him up for a lob in the first half. He's gotten a lot better getting into open spaces, making those extra efforts, on the glass, and then being more detailed and consistent with his effort, in pick and roll basketball, which obviously is a big thing in this league. But everybody was encouraged by the game that he had tonight. Okay.
Hi, Coach. Since I represent an Italian website, I wanted to ask you about the presence of Simone Fontecchio on the team. How are you seeing him this season? If he's improving or not? Yeah.
Simo's been an important part of our team and our second unit, and even though he hasn't shot the ball in the last couple of weeks the way he was, that first month of the season, he does a lot of things that help your team. He's an underrated system team defender. He really competes. He has positional size. And then no matter what, he creates some gravity, for your offense. And in those units that Norm is not in, and since Tyler hasn't been here, Simo's been, really important for our spacing, opening up driving lanes for the other guys. But he's also a seasoned veteran competitor, which, we need. All right. Thank you.
And that's the Baptist Health post-game press conference featuring your head coach, Erik Spoelstra, Amy Adelbert, Jason Jackson. Happy for the first time in 17 days to be a part of a winning edition of Heat Live, which we claimed we wanted, by the way, in pregame today. And here we are. And let's give number 7 his just due.
Yeah, so Brooklyn starts 3 guys that are right around 6'10". So you kind of had a feeling that Kel'el was going to have to be really special tonight. He was going to have to start off this game really locked in and focused. It's exactly what we saw. I thought Spo did something really, really brilliant, actually. Put Bam on Claxton to start and pick and roll. That allowed Kel'el to kind of roam defensively weak side. And then offensively, he had great composure. So he was put in a great position to just kind of do some easy things. Not easy, but just not, just take care of himself. And Jax looks like Morgan and Morgan right here.
I mean, it's definitely coming up. Now, right now, he's doing all his swatting as he had a season high in blocks and a season high in scoring. Let's get up there. Here we go. Morgan and Morgan dunk of the contest. For every Miami Heat dunk this season, Morgan and Morgan donating $100 to the Miami Heat Charitable Fund.
There was a couple big possessions later in this game. Kel'el had a block, and then within seconds, his head was under the rim for a dunk at the other end. He's also sprinting rim to rim. So taking care of the things on the defensive end with those 4 blocks, also changing a lot of shots, but offensively, a lot of poise and composure. 8 for 11 from the field. It's exactly what you needed from a 21-year-old Kel'el Ware.
10th double-double of the season for Ware, most among the sophomore class in the association. Let's hear from Kel'el.
So Bam has to go out with his 5th foul. It's clear you have to play as closer. How satisfying was it to you to play as closer, and how did you feel you did in that role as the big man at the end?
I mean, I'm going to say that it's satisfying to see my teammate go out like that, but I feel like it wasn't, I feel like really that much of a big step up. He had an absence, in the season already. So I feel like, I had to step up that way. So I just kind of just treated it the same way.
But to play that way and earn the trust, I mean, how did you feel about your performance there at the end to help close out the victory the way you played?
I mean, I feel like I played good. I feel like I did good to, close out that win. I mean, like I said, we've been through this, during the season for a longer stretch of games. So I feel like it wasn't that, that big of a thing, I guess.
Early in the season, everyone's scoring. Points are easy. Maybe defense doesn't matter as much. Tonight, you and Bam were big on the boards and big with block shots. Is it sort of coming around now that you might have to ground this more in defense to help carry you through some of the times when shots aren't falling?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, defense win a game. That's, the same for everything. So,
And then just a guy like Bam, to see him, he's not making the shots, he's in foul trouble, but he still gets a season high in rebounds, he's still blocking shots. What does that tell you about other ways you can still succeed in this league?
I mean, just like you said, if you're not succeeding in one thing, you can still play defense, you can still be locked in, grab rebounds, affect the games the other way, so other than scoring.
How important was it just to end the losing streak and to feel good again for the first time in a couple of weeks?
Feels good. Not that, I guess, to be back in the win column, I would say, and get out of the losing column. So it feels good. Yeah.
15 is his number in the win column, 12 in the lose column for the Miami Heat. Come back, a man who helps out on those winning nights. The man is going to be an all-star. Because we're going to vote, aren't we, Heat Nation? Lock in on Norm when we come back. Heat win! The losing streak is over.